Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego here in Bogota, Colombia for a surprise live stream, December 8th, 2023. So I thought I'd just pop on here and I put this little picture of Colombia right here up on the wall. Now, Karina, when I was in Florida, Karina painted the whole apartment in preparation for her departure to the United States of America, to Florida. She painted the whole apartment. So I just put a little bit of tape, just a little bit of tape on each corner so I don't destroy her painting. So I didn't want to make the background boring. And I was like, I'll just set it up right here. And Ivy Shiloh, hi Diego, what's going on? Ivy, how are you? Do you have some questions for me? Now, like I said, this is right here, this is the internet line. And then Karina painted the whole apartment. So I stuck this picture up so it's not too boring for you guys. It's a big old, it's a fold out picture of a map of Colombia. And we are right in Bogota, right here. That's where we are, right here in Bogota. That's Bogota. And we've been all over here. I've been to Panama. We've been to Cúcuta. We've been up here in the border of Venezuela. So let's see what questions we have. The mosquito guy. Well, hello, mosquito guy in Florida. Picture is crooked. Yeah, that's what this picture is crooked. Maybe it's the computer that's crooked. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do this to make it uncrooked. What do you think? I don't think it's the picture. I think it's the computer. How's that? Is that a little better? And then we got Ivy. I'm trying to log into my, what is your AIS account, and it only brings me email. What can I do? It's not showing anything. What is an AIS account? What's an AIS account, Ivy? Are you talking about your SEAC account? What are you talking about? Your adjustment of status? What account? Your USCIS online account? Help me out, Ivy. Tell me what it is you're trying to do. The mosquito guy, I am OCD. Well, I wouldn't say that. Okay, Diego, I have some serious questions for you today. First question is, let's go. Come on, mosquito guy. Ivy Shiloh, the interview appointment account to book the interview. So you're trying to book the interview for your K1 visa interview, and you can't, and it says it's not showing anything. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Did you click on the link from your packet 3, packet 4 email? When you get a packet 3, packet 4 email, it tells you what to do. It explains to you. Click on here, go into SEAC, create the account. Click on here, do the DS-160, pay the visa fee. Once you pay the visa fee, then you should be able to schedule the visa interview if there's any availability. If there's no availability, then you won't be able to. And I got these little snacks for Tokyo because he keeps crying, he keeps meowing because Karina's at work. So he misses Karina. So he's missing Karina, so I got these snacks to keep him busy. So I'll give him the snacks, and then he'll quit meowing. Ivy Shiloh, you gotta follow the directions on your packet 3, packet 4 email. Then it will help you. It will explain to you how to do it. Amy, what's going on? Hey, Diego, the mosquito guy. When my fiance in the Philippines has her interview at the embassy, okay, what is the purpose of this interview? Are they investigating her or me? No, they are following congressional law. The U.S. Congress wrote a law that said if you want to come to the United States of America and get married to an American citizen sponsor, you got to have a face-to-face interview. The immigration officer wants to see your beneficiary face-to-face. They want to see her. They want to ask her questions. They want to see if this relationship is real or it's not. Well, I'm sure it's perfectly real. Can you hear Tokyo here? It's a perfectly real relationship. But immigration want to interview her. It's like a job interview. Why do I just made a video about Karina's face-to-face visa interview in Bogota, Colombia on November 16th. I just made a video, all the questions they asked her. She wrote them all down in Spanish, and then I read it off the list and translated it into English. It's an interview. John Vandermolen. Hello, Diego. How are you? I hope all is well. John, I'm good. I'm back on my feet after being sick with the Bogota flu, mountain sickness, and dental surgery. So I got hit 3 ways. Boom, boom, boom. But you can't knock me down. I just get back up. Let me see. John Vandermolen. John Vandermolen. I was wondering, for filling out Form I-134, how many years of tax returns should I include? 3. Keep in mind, our interview is in a couple of weeks, so I need to get it sent to her like Monday, like today. You got to get 3 years worth of tax transcripts, 3 years worth of 1040s, 3 years worth of W-2s, 6 months worth of pay stubs, a letter from your boss saying where you work and all that jazz. And that's so the immigration office can see how much money you make. And you got to have your bank statements too, 12 months worth of bank statements. Okay. The immigration officer may not even ask for most of that stuff. They may only ask for the last year, 2022, tax return, tax transcript. I don't know if they're going to ask for the tax transcript or the tax return. I don't know. So bring both so you're covered either way. And you can do it. You got to get those documents to your fiance. Alfred Rambert. My fiance is trying to obtain her Interpol certificate before our interview. She's been told by local police that she has to go to Bogota to obtain it. Do you have a point of contact? No, you don't go to Bogota. You send an email to Interpol in Bogota. Okay? It's all done online. So your beneficiary needs to send an email to Interpol in Bogota. She needs to upload her birth certificate. Not her birth certificate, her passport and her cedula. Whichever country, which country is she from? If she's from Colombia, if she lives in Colombia, and she won't need an Interpol certificate if she's Colombian. Okay? But if she's from Venezuela, living in Colombia longer than 6 months, then she's going to need the Interpol police certificate from Interpol in Bogota. Does she have to go to the office in person? No. You do it in person. You go in person. You go online. You upload the cedula and the passport, the biographic page of the passport, and say, hey, I need my Interpol police certificate. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks. You just do it online. You don't go in person. The mosquito guy. Okay, question. Why is my fiance telling me she needs to produce original copies of my divorce decree at our interview? Why is she telling you that? Because U.S. immigration requires a certified copy of your divorce decree. Not a copy, not a scanned copy, not a Xerox copy. You go to your government office in your town where you live or wherever it is you had your divorce. You go up to the clerk and you pay her the $20 and say, I need a certified copy of my divorce decree. The clerk of the court will print the copy, the 10 pages, 20 pages. He will then stamp it, sign it, and date it, and say, okay, this is a certified copy of your original divorce decree. Now, you get that to your beneficiary. You don't scan it, you don't PDF it, you don't make a Xerox copy of it. You send the original certified copy of your divorce decree, and you give it to your beneficiary. If your beneficiary does not have the certified original divorce decree, she will not get her visa that day. She will go into a 221G administrative hold, and you will be required to get it to her, and your visa will be processed when she gets it, and then she gives it to the immigration officer. So the question is, why do you have to have that form? Because the Congress of the United States wrote a law that says you got to have it. That's the rule. Karina went to her visa interview in Bogota last month, okay? And they asked her for my divorce decree, the original certified copy. She goes, here you go, here it is. Yes, I included that in my I-129F when I applied for the K-1 visa. When I filled out the I-129F, I filled out the name of the person I was married to, the day we got divorced, and I included a certified copy of the divorce decree. Guess what? You have to produce that same document again at the embassy interview. If you do not get the visa. Okay? You got it? So why do you have to have the original copy? Because the U.S. Congress says that's what they want. Amy, I am so frustrated. My fiance had interview November 1st, got a 221G, okay? We sent the required documents after 3 weeks on SEAC. Change refused to application received. I'm not heard this and confused. Well, if they received it, so Amy, they've received the document that you were missing. I got to do the same thing with Karina. I got to upload her Interpol police certificate in the SEAC. But I'm not only going to do that, I'm going to email it to the embassy. I'm going to also FedEx it to the embassy, and I'm also going to upload it in the SEAC account. I want to do 3 things: SEAC, FedEx, and email. So there's going to be 3 ways they can get it. Let me see here. Don't be frustrated, Amy. If they received it, now they're going to work your case. John Van der Molen. I know all about the Bogota flu. Yeah, I had it. It was a doozy. Plus, I got mountain sickness too. So that was a doozy too. Angel Marcia. Hola, Diego. What's going on? Angel, how are you? Now, the mosquito guy. But I already sent copies of my divorce decree in my 129F packet. Okay. Why do they need to see it again? Because the U.S. government says you got to produce it again. That's why. It's like if the immigration says you got to jump 6 feet to get your visa, you jump 6 feet. Immigration says you got to produce your certified copy of your divorce decree at the embassy interview, you produce it. Immigration says include your divorce decree certified copy in the I-129F packet. Include it. Immigration tells you what to do. They control the whole process, and you just do what they want. And then you get the visa. You know, when I was in the Navy, when my boss said do this, I did it. Okay? I didn't ask questions, but I can understand why you're asking the questions. Let me see. Why do they need anything from me at the interview? They want the divorce decree, the certified copy. I thought my investigation was done. It's not an investigation. It's not an investigation. The U.S. Embassy wants the certified copy of the divorce decree. That's what they want. That's what you got to produce. It's not an investigation. It's a document. 10 pages, 20 pages, I don't know, but you got to have it. I included my divorce decree certified copy in my I-129F back, a year and a half ago. I also gave a certified copy to Karina for the visa interview because I know the embassy wanted to see it. And they asked her for it. We need your certified copy of Diego's divorce decree. She goes, okay, here you go. There it is, right here. They went, thank you very much. And they looked at it and they said, is this a copy of a copy? And she said, no, that's the copy that was printed by the government clerk of the court in Florida. And he went, okay, that's good. And I stapled the clerk of the court's business card to the bottom left-hand corner of the divorce decree. So I told Karina to tell this immigration officer, if he's got a problem with it, call the clerk of the court. There's the number. And everything went good. Let me see. Paya, India. We had our appointment for interview set up for January 5th. However, during the medical, my fiance was told that his x-ray was abnormal and that it would take 8 weeks. So my question is, what happens to our interview? Well, you go to the visa interview on January 5th and you explain to them that you're still waiting for the chest x-ray to come back. That's all. You go to the visa interview, January 5th. You might get the chest x-ray back before that. You might get it back before that, but you go to the visa interview. They ask for the medical exam, say, we're just waiting on the chest x-ray. And the immigration officer is going to do all the procedures and interview you and probably approve your visa on the condition of the medical exam. So you're going to go into a 221G. You're going to go into a 221G administrative hold. Mosquito guy, don't reschedule it. No. Where can I find in writing that I need to supply my divorce decree to my fiance for the interview? Is it published somewhere? Mosquito guy, here's what I'm going to explain to you. You can listen to me or you can ignore my advice. You can either give your fiance the certified copy of your divorce decree and get your visa, or don't give her the certified copy of your divorce decree and don't get your visa. That's my advice to you. Okay, now if you want to go hunt around the internet and look for it in writing, if you want to call immigration and say, oh, why, go right ahead. Okay, you can do that. But if you listen to me and if you follow my advice and you get her the certified copy of the divorce decree, you will not have any problems. When the immigration officer asks your beneficiary for the certified divorce decree, that means you got to provide it or say goodbye to the visa. It's your choice, man. You got to follow the rules. You got to do what they say. They control your life right now. They control you, man. And if you listen to me, you'll get it. You'll get your visa. And that's it. Let me see. Urban Milano, planning to petition my girlfriend next month. I'm hoping it does not take too long. Thanks for your updates. Not a problem. Before you send your K1 visa package off to Dallas to Louisville, Texas, make sure you check over it about 10 times. Check over it. Make sure you didn't make any mistakes. Make sure you spelled everybody's name right. Make sure you put the correct location for the visa interview. Make sure you sign the I-129F and date it. Okay? Make sure you do all that. Make sure you check that K1 visa package and make it a strong K1 visa package. Include everything that you can possibly include to justify and verify and strengthen your visa package. Amy, your case is open and ready for your interview. Okay, fingerprints are required document. So that's the biometrics. If you've already had your interview, please check status after 2 business days. Okay, Amy? Right? What's the question? That's what it says in the SEAC. Okay. Then continue processing it. Did you pay your visa fee? Have you paid the visa fee? If you did, you can schedule the interview. Just keep looking for an open date. You gotta look for an open date where you can schedule the interview. Jen S. Diego wanted to know, will you upload adjustment of status videos for us? Appreciate your knowledge on this K1 visa, AOS info. Yeah, I've made 3 videos on adjustment of status. I've made 3 videos on how to adjust your status from entering the United States to green card. You just got to look for it. Page down through all the videos, and you'll find it. I'm going to make an adjustment of status video for you guys when I get to Florida. I don't really have good technology here to do it. Look at the background I got. Seriously, guys. So I'll make a new video probably next month. Nina Balin, Diego, can I take a chest x-ray from Curacao to Bogota? No, you cannot. You cannot. You have to have the chest x-ray, Nina, in Bogota by the civil surgeon, the radiological department, which is on the first floor of the medical building in Bogota. They're the only persons that are authorized by the State Department to take your chest x-ray. You cannot get it done in Curacao. Okay? It has to be done by the doctor in Bogota. Tarzan Smith. Tarzan, I love that name, man. I go to the interview from 12th of September. Now I cannot get back my passport. Okay? No. So you went to the K1 visa interview in September. Did they approve your visa? Yes or no? They're going to hold your passport till they process it. But you should have got it back already by now. You should have already got it back. Your sponsor needs to be calling the embassy, emailing the embassy. What's going on with my case? You got to contact the embassy. Jen S., I learned from watching videos from Diego on K1 visa interview was approved. Wife if here with me in USA now. Big thanks, Diego. Okay, so GNS. So you follow the channel. You learn how to do the K1 visa process. You followed my advice. You listened to me, and now you're married and in America. She's in America. That's good news. Brian Gonzalez, my friend Diego, finally got a response from the Mexican consulate. Well, Ciudad Juarez, they said my application is on the waiting list. Okay, so you're in the hurry up and wait mode. Brian Gonzalez, they had me check back and forth between the consulate and the NVC. Okay, had to fight tooth and nail for the information. Yeah, this immigration process is not easy, guys. It's a pain. It's difficult. It's a lot of bureaucratic nightmare. But I'm going to help you through it. Like Mosquito Guy. Immigration said, we want to see your finalized copy of your divorce decree certified. Then you provide it to the embassy. Okay? You do what they tell you to do. One lady, she said, one sponsor said, I'm going to give my beneficiary my tax return for the visa interview, but I'm going to white out my social security number. I said, if you do that, you're not going to get your visa. They're not going to. Immigration want to see that your tax return matches your social security number. Immigration has your social security number. They have it. It's on your tax return. It's on your I-129F. It's on your I-134. It's everywhere. So she said, well, I'm going to white out my tax return social security number. And I said, okay, if you do that, your tax return goes in the shredder at the embassy, and they're going to ask you for a new 1040 or tax transcript, or both, or one or the other. Okay? So when you give your fiance your tax return, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, make sure you don't white out the social security number. Nothing's private in this process. Brian, they got you going back and forth. Amy, we're on a 221G. My fiance already had the interview, and on CX still show the above statement. Okay, well, I understand, but you just got to wait it out. Okay, you just got to wait out the immigration process at the embassy. They got your passport, right? Nina, okay, thanks, Diego. Yeah, Nina, you cannot get your chest X-ray done in Curacao. You have to do it at the embassy, at the medical facility in Bogota, and it's on the first floor. And what I think what I'll do is I'll make a video with Karina explaining the exact process on how to get a medical exam in Bogota, Colombia. What you got to do, what documents you got to bring, everything. So then you're not confused. Maha Chaudhry. I'm a Muslim. Before marriage, you cannot meet your fiancé. Okay? If you don't meet, and while filling out the form, we mentioned it, and for evidences, family photos are attached. Did our K1 visa get approved? Did our K1 visa? Well, okay. The question is, you are a Muslim, right? Which is good. No, there's no problem with that. And you're not allowed to meet your fiancé before you get married. Okay? Well, let me explain to you. If you haven't met your fiancé in person, face to face, within 2 years, you will not get your K1 visa. Immigration don't care if you're a Muslim, a Hindu, a Christian, a Jew, or atheist, whatever. They don't care. The rule says you got to meet face to face with your beneficiary. You got to be in physical presence of each other within 2 years before you file the visa. If you do not do that, you will not get your visa. And then an immigration attorney. No, I'm not an immigration attorney. This is not legal advice. Okay, I don't give you any legal advice. But an immigration attorney might say to you, well, we can get you a waiver for a religious waiver. Okay, so you pay your immigration attorney $5,000 and to do your K1 visa, and then they fill out the religious waiver part and include it in the visa package. Immigration gets it, and they say, well, you didn't meet face to face. We ain't going to give you the waiver. Your visa's denied. So you spend all that money on the immigration attorney, and you still didn't get your visa. Here's the deal, guys. If you're a Muslim and your faith says you can't meet each other face to face before marriage, then you're going to have to overcome that by meeting face to face. Okay? You got to meet each other. You got to meet each other face to face, and then you submit the K1 visa with all the evidence that you met each other within 2 years, photos, etc. Okay? In the United States of America, if you want to come here to this country, you got to meet your beneficiary face to face. Brian Gonzalez, any idea how long are the processing times for consular report of birth abroad? I have no idea. I don't know, but it's not going to take long. It should only probably be a couple of weeks, in my educated opinion and guess, because you need that consular report. Okay, you got to have it. You got to have that certificate that shows your kid is an American citizen, so they can get you a passport, so you don't have to go through the K2 visa process. If you have a baby born overseas and you're an American citizen, and your sponsor is lived in America his whole life, whatever, you will get that certificate, CBRA certificate, within a couple of weeks. GNS, absolutely. Nina Balin, give Diego some likes. No, you're good. I never ask you guys to do that. I never say like or subscribe to the channel. I never do it. It's your channel. Either you like the stuff or you don't. I'm here to help you. Okay? I'm here to help you. If you watch these YouTube channels, as soon as you click on a YouTube channel, what's the first thing they say? Man, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Drives me crazy. I don't even watch the channel if it says that. Okay? So that's me, man. I don't ever ask you to do that. Tarzan, dem say must wait, ma. Dem say most wait. Nina Balin, yes, please do that, Diego. The info about the meds. Okay, Nina, I'll make a video with Karina on the process, exactly how to do your medical exam here in Bogota. Documents, where it's located, the address of the doctor's office, the whole 9 yards. Ashley Santana, asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. Who creates the Travel Docs account? The sponsor. The embassy or the beneficiary? The sponsor. My fiance already had one when we went through this process. Well, then it depends on the embassy. What embassy was that? Was that a spousal visa? When I got the packet 3, packet 4 email from the embassy in Bogota, Colombia, they gave me directions here, go here, link on here. Created the account in the SEAC. Went in and did the DS-160, helped Karina with it, and then paid the visa fee, scheduled the visa interview, and the biometrics. It was easy. Took me about an hour to do the whole thing, including the DS-160. Nick, Diego, I can't find visa appointment at Mumbai, saying slots are not available. Okay, you got to wait. Do you have any recommendations? You got to wait. Keep checking. Also, I can't reach the embassy because the email address is for emergency U.S. citizens service. Okay, check every day, twice a day. Don't check 3 times. Check twice a day and look for an open slot. And then you'll get one. And then jump on it and get it. Paya India, thank you. Bona Jaldo. Hello, Diego. Do you recommend filing out the DS-160 if you haven't received the welcome letter? But it says ready. Here's what you do, Bona Jaldo. You send an email to the embassy and you say, I've got the ready status. I'm checking in. My beneficiary's passport number is this. My beneficiary's case number is this. My beneficiary's date of birth is this. This is her full name. Okay? Ask the embassy, can I start processing my visa? They'll respond to you. When I got the ready status from the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, it took 19 days. It took me 19 days to get the K1 FTP and then the permission slip, packet 3, packet 4 email. The embassies are busy. If you've got ready status, it doesn't mean they're ready for you. It means that your visa package is at the embassy and it's ready. The next step is for the embassy to be ready for you. So you email them, check in with them, identify who you are, your beneficiary, identify her through the case number, the passport number, date of birth, full name, and say, what do I do? And then the embassy will tell you what to do. They'll send you an email. They might send you the packet 3, packet 4 email and say, get started. That's what they did for me. And then you click on the links and follow the directions. So I wouldn't fill out the DS-160 until the embassy is ready for you. Esteban Acosta. Hey, Diego, my fiance was denied a tourist visa, but not given a reason. What should I put in the comments block on the DS-160? That you put in the comments block that your fiance was denied a tourist visa, and you have no idea why. They don't have to give a reason for a tourist visa. They do on a K1 though. Just explain. She filed for a B2 visa and it was denied. We don't know why. Just write it out like you said here, like you just did. Nick, Diego, I just want to let you know K1 is immigrant visa, not immigrant. I know it's an immigrant visa. When they ask for DS-260, put in DS-160 number. Right. That's right. That's correct. The K1 visa is an immigrant visa that is administratively processed as a non-immigrant visa. It's basically both. Okay, it's basically both. And the traffic noise here really sucks. Here in Bogota, the noise levels are crazy. I mean, they're playing music, they're hooning, they're leaning on their horns. You got ambulances, fire trucks, police cars, everything. It's very noisy. So I apologize if there's any background noise. Brian Gonzalez, thanks, my friend Diego. Our channel is such a blessing. Yeah, it's your channel, Brian Gonzalez. It belongs to everybody. It's not mine. It belongs to you guys. I do it for you. You know, I don't have to do this. But I want to do it. I want to help you. Thomas Besson. Hi, Diego. Thank you for everything. My fiance in Manila interview. 11th of January. Good. 24th, medical. 25th. What is the CEAC for? The CEAC is the Consular Electronic Application Process. CEAC. Consular Electronic Application Process. It's basically the State Department's website where you upload stuff. You upload forms. If you're on a spousal visa, you have to upload all kinds of documents to the CEAC. And then you got to wait to get documentarily qualified before you go to the next process, which is the visa interview. Esteban Acosta. Cold here in Navarre. Man, hope your beach wedding has good weather. Man, I didn't know you were in Navarre, Esteban. Yeah, you're close. You're in Santa Rosa County. I live about 30 minutes from Navarre. And it's cold. Well, in December and January and February, the weather in Navarre and Santa Rosa County is horrible. It's cold and rainy, but there's no hurricanes. So that's a positive note, right? That's a positive note. No hurricanes. Let's see. Esteban, cold here in Navarre. Yeah, the weather here, it's about 65 degrees with blue skies and clouds here in Bogota. Ashley Santana, would a tourist visa be denied if a fraud tip is submitted against them? Immigration will investigate the fraud tip, and if they consider the tip is legitimate, yeah, it could happen. They will be denied if immigration consider the tip as legitimate. But they'll investigate it. Paya, India, just to make sure. It's okay to go to the interview, keep the appointment, and just bring the medical documentation with him and explain the situation. No need to reschedule. That's correct, Paya, India. You don't have to reschedule the visa interview. You don't have to do that. But you do have to, you're going to go into a 221G hold on medical hold. The embassy's just going to wait for the medical exam, the chest x-ray. When they get it, then you get your visa. Paya, India, we have plane tickets non-refundable. We bought it like that because it's too expensive. The Paya, India. Number one, don't buy any plane tickets. Don't buy any plane tickets to leave India until you have the K1 visa in your hand. Okay? When Karina has her passport with her K1 visa in her passport, then we're going to go down to the Avianca office downtown Bogota and buy the plane tickets from Bogota to Miami. We're not buying any plane tickets until her visa is in her hand, and I've looked at it, and I've checked the spelling on her names and all that jazz. So my recommendation is never, ever, ever, ever buy a plane ticket until the visa has been put in the passport. But yeah, I understand you're trying to save money, Paya India. I fully understand, but this is not a cheap process. It's expensive. I'm still in Colombia with Karina, paying rent on an apartment that we should already be in Florida. But we got to do this 221G Interpol police certificate, so I got to pay another month's worth of rent, maybe two, and light bill, water bill, internet, all that. It ain't cheap. Let's see. Paya is talking to Nick. You can fix at the biometric appointment. Okay, that's a good point. So, guys, now Mosquito Guy, I don't know if you are still watching or whatever. Maybe you quit the channel, you left. I don't know. You just got to follow the rules of the immigration. You're in a homeland security process. Okay, the embassy wants to see your final divorce decree certified original. The USCIS want to see your certified divorce decree final original. I went to the Santa Rosa County Courthouse, spoke to the clerk of the court, and said, "Hey, I need 3 copies certified of my divorce decree." I got 3 copies. Cost me like $60. One for USCIS for the visa, for the K1 visa. One for the embassy interview for Karina, and one as a backup in case one of them got lost somewhere in between. Got to have a backup. Remember, you cannot make photocopies or scan or PDF your divorce decrees to immigration. You cannot go online to the courthouse and say, "Hey, can you email me my divorce decree?" They'll email it to you and charge you $20, put it on your credit card, but it's not worth anything to immigration. They won't accept it. You got to have face-to-face contact with the clerk of the court. She's got to print it for you, or him. He has to, or she has to stamp it and sign it and date it and hand it to you. That is what immigration need for your divorce decree. Now I got a gentleman in Orlando. He got divorced in Colombia. And he submitted his divorce decree to his K1 visa in his K1 visa package, his certified final divorce decree, and he got an RFE. And immigration said this isn't a certified divorce decree. It's not final, but it is. It was. He sent it to me. I looked at it. The divorce decree was perfectly fine, and it was. And he gave it to. He got it notarized in Medellin. So I explained to him, you have to write a letter explaining what each line is on this divorce decree so the immigration officer understands that this is a final divorce decree. I told him that you got to put the name down of your attorney in Medellin who processed your divorce, put his name down, his address, his phone number, his contact information. And if immigration have a question about the divorce decree, they can call your attorney, and that will cover his RFE. Plus translate it into English. You got to translate it into English for USCIS, not at the embassy. When you go to the embassy interview in Bogota, if you have a divorce decree that was done in Colombia that's in Spanish, you don't have to translate it into English. But if you are sending documents to USCIS, to California, Texas, Nebraska, whatever, you got to get it translated. Nina Balin, I'm from Curacao traveling to Bogota. Yep, entering Bogota, I need to show a ticket to leave Bogota. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's what the airline's going to tell you. The airline's going to say, you got to have a return trip ticket. I flew to Bogota, Colombia on October 31 with a one-way ticket. American Airlines, they looked at me and they said, you got a one-way ticket. You got to have a return ticket. I said, I am in the middle of an immigration process with my prometida. I don't know when I'm flying back to the United States. She said, well, the immigration officer in Bogota is going to make you get a return ticket. I said, well, that's my problem, not your problem, Miss American Airlines. I'm getting on this plane. And so she let me on, and she booked my ticket and my boarding pass. I got to Bogota. I got off the plane. I went to immigration. The immigration officer in Bogota told me, she asked me this question, how long are you going to be in Colombia? I said, oh, probably about 90 days, somewhere like that. 90 days, the duration of the visa. And she went, okay. She stamped my passport. She wrote 90 on my passport and said, have a nice day. So I got 90 days in Colombia, and I came here on a one-way ticket. You just got to explain. So Nina, you can fly to Bogota. Here's another thing you could do. You could buy a return trip ticket. You could buy a return ticket and then cancel it when you get to Bogota. Because you don't know how long you're going to be here. It could be 2 weeks. It could be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But you get a 90-day tourist visa. But immigration is not going to ask you in Bogota for your return ticket. They're not going to ask for it. Okay? You're good. Relax. The airlines are the ones that have the problem. The lady on American Airlines at the ticket counter said, you're going to have a return ticket. I'm like, okay. But you don't have one. No, I don't. When I get to Bogota, I'll talk to immigration and explain my situation, and they'll let me in the country for 3 months. She went, okay, this is your problem. I said, that's right. It's on me. Guess what? Here I am in Colombia. I came here in a one way. Let me see. Yeah, Nina, that's good. You can buy a return ticket if you want to. If you don't feel comfortable flying in on a one way, buy a return ticket, and then when you get here, cancel the return trip. But Bogota, the immigration in Colombia, they're not going to ask you to. They're not going to ask to see your return ticket. Where's your return ticket? I don't have it. Why not? I'm here on an immigration. I'm getting my K1 visa. I'm from Curacao. I'm here. I got to go to the embassy in Bogota and get my visa processed. When I get my visa, I'll know when I can leave Colombia. Okay. You got it, Nina? Okay, guys, come on. We've answered a lot of questions today. We've made a lot of ground. We've learned some new things. Mosquito Guy learned that you got to have a certified copy of your divorce decree for the embassy interview and for the K1 visa application process. This process is a paperwork nightmare. And you can either follow my advice and I'll get you through this and you'll be successful, assuming you're qualified for the benefit, or you can disregard my advice and go your own way, do your own thing, and then see what happens. Either way is fine with me. I do this because I want to do it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let me see. I got a question. Francois Livingston. Good afternoon from New York State, Francois. Now, I was told it's very cold in Navarre, in Florida. Is it cold in New York State? How's the weather? Have you been snowed in yet? Did you have to put chains on your tires of your car? And I was hoping Miss Betty was going to jump on here so we can help her. Miss Betty has been on the channel for quite a long time, and when her beneficiary, when he got his visa approved, he blocked her. He disappeared. Blocked her on the Facebook, Instagram, telephone, everything, emails. Totally ghosted her as soon as he got his visa approved, and she's worried. And I said, here's the deal, Miss Betty. If your beneficiary enters the United States on the K1 visa, he's got to get married in 90 days. If he doesn't, he's going to get a letter of deportation. Number two, Miss Betty, you have to adjust his status as the American citizen. You got to adjust the status for green card. If you don't do that, which you won't, because he's a massive fraud, he will be put on the Border Patrol watch list as an illegal immigrant in the United States and will be facing deportation. But what I tried to explain to Miss Betty was she has to report him to Homeland Security, to ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. She has to report this fraud visa process that she paid dearly for, emotionally and financially. And I feel very sorry for her, but you can't be a victim. You got to be a victor. So if you get into a situation where your beneficiary frauds you into a visa to get into the USA, you got to report it to Immigration and Customs Enforcement Fraud Unit, ICE. There's a website you can go in there and report it, and then print the report. That covers you, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, so you don't become complicit in this problem. Nina Balin, can I Cash App you? What is Cash App? I don't know what that is. I know what a super chat is. I know what a super chat is, but I don't know what a Cash App is, Nina. I have no idea. So I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't know. But you can do, if you want to buy me a Tinto coffee down the street, you can send a super chat. It's up to you. You don't have to. Francois, oh, you are funny today. It's about 45 heat wave. So it's 45 degrees in upstate New York. That's a heat wave. Okay. That's a heat wave. Well, at least it's not snowing and you didn't get snowed in. That's the main thing. I remember I was in Staten Island in 1982. I was in Staten Island. I was with my aunt at her house, in her townhouse. And we had the blizzard of 82, and it came in, and I was trapped in her townhouse. So I had to climb out of the second story window down to the awning, down into, all this freaking snow, and clear her path. And then the neighbor came out and said, you can clear my path too. And I cleared his path. So I cleared the whole freaking street. And then I told my aunt, who I love dearly, she's passed away now. I said, take me to JFK, John F. Kennedy International Airport in Queens, please. She went, okay. You don't want to be here? I said, I love you, my aunt, but I'm out of here. She took me to Queens. I bought a one-way ticket to Jacksonville, Florida, flew to Jacksonville, got on a Greyhound bus, and ended up in Fort Walton Beach. That's how I ended up in Florida. I got snowed in Staten Island. Okay, Diego. Nina says, okay, Diego. Okay, Nina, if you want to send me a super chat, you can do it. There's like a little $ thing on here. I learned that yesterday. And so you hit the $. I don't know how it works. But Denise Jefferson's the #1 channel supporter of this channel. Let me see. Bud Garcia. Hello, Diego and Karina from Washington State. How are you guys doing? Bud, we're doing good. Did you get flooded in Washington State? I heard it was flooding. The weather's bad. The rain's bad. Pie, India. The plane tickets are for me from USA to India. One way. That's good. Wait a second. From USA to India. Okay, I got you. So I can go to India on January 5th for moral support. That's a good idea. Great idea. I'm in Colombia with Karina. I got a 90-day tourist visa. It runs out on January 29th, 2024. So I got to get this dang visa wrapped up before then. Francois, do you know if the K1 visa fees have gone up? No, they haven't gone up. $535 for a K1 visa. Where's Karina today? Karina is at work. Now, Karina, she helped her friend Mihai set up her ice cream store in northern Bogota. It's not actually in Bogota. It's just outside of Bogota. So she's doing some more accounting work or prep work, helping Mihai with her business. But Karina's not going to be in Colombia much longer. Bud Garcia, I'm steering out and I don't get stressed out, but this waiting is getting to me. No, Bud, don't get stressed out. Don't let immigration get under your skin. Don't let them stress you out, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Relax. You're going to get your visa. You qualify for the benefit. You're going to get it. I've done this thing twice. I went through the spousal visa. I went through K2. I went through years and years and years of this nightmare. And then I get Karina's K1 visa package put together. Perfect. It's like perfect. And we don't have an Interpol certificate. So we get a 221G. Who knew? I had no idea. Karina could have got it months ago while she was waiting for her interview. But we didn't know. But we learned. Now we know. Jesse Hughes, where are you today? I'm in Bogota, Colombia. The Andes Mountains are right over here. Do you want to see the Andes Mountains, guys? Do you want to see them? Do you want to see the mountains? I can turn the camera that way if you want to see the mountains. Bud Garcia, no, we did not get flooded. That's good. Francois, I meant like the fees you get hit with after the NOA2. Francois, first you got to focus on getting your NOA2 letter. Focus on that. When you get your NOA2 letter, we will, immigration could raise the price anytime. You know, they could raise the price next month. Wait for your NOA2 letter, and we will see what the price of doing business is with USCIS after that. But right now, don't worry about that. Don't focus on that. Just focus on getting your NOA2 letter, okay? That's how you do it. One step at a time, paso, 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 paso. To our friends in Colombia watching this, and in Venezuela, and in Peru, Uruguay, Chile, Panama, paso, paso. Jesse Hughes, nice. I'll be in Bangkok next week. Oh, nice, man. Eat some Thai curry for me. I love Thai curry. To meet your fiance, got NOA1, just waiting now. Never done this before. Okay, Jesse Hughes, when you fly to Thailand to be with your beautiful prometida, keep your boarding passes there and back. Get lots and lots and lots of pictures with her and her family and her friends. Don't do the selfie thing. Get a couple of selfies. Yeah, selfie. Get the selfies in for you. But immigration want to see pictures with you and her family and her friends and all that jazz. And then you bring those pictures and boarding passes and everything to the embassy interview. Okay? Nina Balin, I want to see the mountains. And Francois Livingston, sounds good, thank you. And Denise Jefferson, the #1 supporter of this channel, she said, Diego, thanks again for your education and expertise in this process. Glad to help you. January filer, NOA2 approved yesterday. And I recall, if I remember last week, I said you're going to get it in the next week or so, right? Any chances the next stage will speed up? It is, Denise. It's getting faster and faster and faster. But Nina wants to see the mountains. So hold on, guys. Let's go and look at the mountains. You ready? You guys ready? It's not an earthquake or anything. I'm just going to pick up the camera because Nina wants to see the mountains. So watch. Here we go. There you go. Can you see them? Do you see anything? Did you see the mountains? Where is it good, or do I have to use the other camera? I don't know if this camera was working for this live stream or this camera. I don't know if I block this, what happens. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's this one. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Maybe it's this camera right here. There we go. There's the mountains. You got it? That's the view from my apartment here in Bogota, Colombia. I don't know if this camera is even working. It's probably just sitting there like a potted plant. Let me rearrange everything. There we go. Hopefully you got to see the mountains. And I disrupted the light and everything, but that's okay. Bud Garcia, Jesse Hughes, I was going with you because my fiance lives there. Jesse, been there many times, and I'm a professional photographer. Well, that's great. Let me move this back a little bit so we can get better light. There we go. And Nina, did you see the mountains? I don't know whether to look at this camera or this camera. I got two running. Let me see. Jesse Hughes, I've been there many times. I'm a professional photographer and videographer. Okay. I got plenty of photos of us. I did the I-129 myself, the I-129F myself. I am so glad to hear that you did that by yourself. I got plenty of photos. I did and included about 25 pages of proof of relationship. Well, Jesse, you're going to get your K-1 visa. I have good confidence in you, and good job that you didn't pay for a immigration attorney. Nina, nice, thanks, Diego. Okay, Nina, I'm glad you get to see the mountains. It's 10,300 feet up here. So I get sick, which is okay. No, whatever, flu's flu, right? Then I get mountain sickness, and it's hard to breathe. I'm right now, I'm about 99% good, okay, from my flu, but it's hard for me to recuperate quickly because the air is very thin, and my blood needs to be at sea level to process oxygen a lot quicker. But that's all right. It's all part of this K1 visa deal, right? Faris Hassan, hey Diego, we've gotten approved and gotten an interview date February 26th, okay? My question is, when do we have to do the fingerprints, biometrics? My fiance is from Iraq and her interview's in Abu Dhabi. Well, I'm glad you got her out of Iraq. And when you got the packet 3, packet 4 email, when you scheduled the visa interview for February 26th, you should have also scheduled the biometrics. What you need to do is you got to email the embassy in Abu Dhabi and ask them, what is the process for biometrics? Okay? Ask them what's the process for Abu Dhabi. Bud Garcia, I love Thailand. I wish I could move there, but I have a house in Washington State. Now, my dad, when my mom died, my dad got remarried to a lady from Thailand. He didn't come back. He stayed in Thailand. He built a house. Now he's he's not a Thai citizen, so he's not allowed to have home ownership. Okay, so the house is in his wife's name, but they've been married like 25, 26 years. And he went to Thailand on vacation, got married, and stayed there. Denise Jefferson, Diego, it was recommended not to bind the first package to USIS for easy handling, scanning. That was correct. How was Karina's second package assembled? Her second package for the embassy interview, it was just put in document protectors like this. Just put it in document protectors like this. And then when you go to the visa interview, she pulls the documents out of the document protectors and she put them on this big table. And then the immigration officer organized them for her. But put them in a document protector like this. But don't staple anything, don't bind or clip anything, and just so that this will protect the documents from inclement weather. Here in Florida, here in Bogota, Colombia, it could rain just like that. And if she's got, all of her documents loose in a cardboard folder, that's dangerous for bad weather. So you put them all in document protectors, protect them, and then take them out at the visa interview. When we get to the United States, we get married, I'll do the adjustment of status video for you showing the process. So you have a strong visa, okay, when you have a strong green card package. I'll help you, Denise. I'll get you through it. Let me see. I was told not to hole punch I-134. That is absolutely correct. Do not hole punch the I-134. Don't do that. It nullifies the document, sort of. So you got the original I-134, you fill it out on the computer. Some parts of the I-134 you cannot fill out on the computer. So you print what you can, and then you fill out in black ink what you cannot fill out on the computer, sign it in black ink, your full name, first name, middle name, last name, and then you date it, okay? That is a legal document. It doesn't have to be notarized. It doesn't have to be certified, none of that stuff. It's a legal document that you give to the embassy officer. When you give it to your beneficiary, he then takes it to the embassy. But you don't want to destroy or damage the document. And 3 hole punching it will invalidate the paper, invalidate the I-134. Okay, Janice, don't do that. Just put it in document. Just slide the I-134 into like document protectors. Slide it in there and protect it from the weather. When you get to the embassy, take them all out. Take it all out. Jesse Hughes is talking to Bud Garcia. I feel you, brother. I figured I'd keep this house and we get a condo in Bangkok or a house in the countryside. My dad built a house in the countryside in Chiang Mai. I'll be able to get citizenship for being a spouse of Thai national. You can do that. I don't know if my dad did that. I don't think he did that. He didn't do that. Mark O'Neill, my Filipina had fingerprints scanned at U.S. Embassy, unaware of any further biometrics required, nothing we had to pay for more. No, Mark O'Neill, when you paid the visa fee, $265, that includes the biometrics. Bud Garcia needs to talk to Jesse. Bud says, is there a way we can talk to Jesse Hughes? Jesse Hughes, Bud Garcia wants to talk to you. Do you have a Facebook account? Do you have Yahoo Messenger? Do you have WhatsApp? You guys can connect with each other, okay? So you can help each other. And it's Friday today. It's Friday. Karina's at work. She works in northern Bogota, just outside of Bogota. She's helping her friend Mihai put her ice cream store together. And Karina called me. She called me. She said, did you eat anything? Have you had lunch? I said, no, I've been making videos. I haven't had lunch yet. I'm making videos for you guys. And then I got bored and I said, you know what? I'm going to do a live stream so you guys can chat with each other and we can chat and get this K1 visa thing moving. And we've answered a lot of questions, like Nina. She wanted to know about her chest x-ray. Got to get it done in Bogota. Okay, we answered questions about plane tickets into Colombia. Bud Garcia, we are going through this for the same place in Thailand. So, Bud, now I've never been to Thailand, Bud. I've never been there. My dad is 84 years old. Been married to this Thai lady for 26 years. And for 26 years, he's been trying to convince me to go to Thailand. And I said, Dad, I'm not going to sit on a plane for 24 hours, change in Singapore or South Korea. I'm not going to do that. You come see me in Florida, Dad. Well, no, that's too far. I'm not going to sit in a plane for 24 hours. I said, okay, we have reached a mutual agreement. I ain't flying to Thailand. You're not coming back home to the USA. Thailand's a beautiful country. And my dad taught me how to make a Thai curry. Now, I don't know whether I should look at this camera or this camera. So maybe I'll talk to this camera. Bud Garcia, it is beautiful. You need to go. You would love it, Diego. Okay? Now, if Elon Musk can design a car, if he can create a car that can travel from Florida to Thailand, or a plane, if he can make a plane that can go from Florida to Thailand in, let's say, 2 hours, 3 hours max, I'm in. So Elon, if you're watching this, you need to get designing. Jesse Hughes, Diego, I have a question for you. I speak Thai. Okay, I don't. I cannot speak Thai. My dad can speak Thai fluently. I can't. And my girl speaks Thai, but she doesn't speak English. That's okay. The interview will be conducted in Thai or English. The American consular, the officer in Thailand, can speak Thai and English. So don't worry, you're good. Karina can't speak a lick of English. Well, she can. There's some words she can speak. She knows how to speak some words in English. And she went to her visa interview, and it was all in Spanish. The immigration officer was American, and he said, "Can you speak English?" She said, "No." Well, how do you communicate with Diego? Oh, he speaks Spanish. Okay. Well, we'll do the interview in Spanish. She got like 10 or 11 questions in Spanish. I mean, they interrogated Karina, man. They interrogated her. I'm serious. And she's like, what else you got? She's like, stay cool, stay calm, be relaxed. What else you got? They asked her a question. They said, at the very end, they asked Karina, they said, how did our relationship get established? And she went to answer the question, and he kept interrupting her. Then she went, and he interrupted her. And Karina said, look, do you want me to answer this question or not? You keep interrupting me. And he said, no, your visa's approved. You're good. We just got to get this Interpol certificate. Denise Jefferson, does my beneficiary need the COVID vaccine to get into the country? No, it's not required. COVID is not required to enter the United States. It's not required by foreign nationals or by U.S. citizens, but it is required for your green card. So Denise, when you get married, okay, to your prometido in the United States, you get married, and then you put your green card paperwork together. You got to include a medical exam on the which is I-693, and you got to include a vaccination documentation, which includes COVID. Okay? So is it a requirement for the adjustment of status only? Yes. That's exactly right. You can enter the United States without a COVID vaccination. You can do it, but you got to have it for the adjustment of status green card. They ran out of the vaccine in my beneficiaries area via IMO 9 hours from Lagos. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Once you get to the United States, once he gets into the USA, go into a CVS or where I don't know where you live. Let me fix this computer. I don't know which state you live in, Denise, but wherever you live, just go like to a CVS or to a pharmacy or to your doctor and say, hey, I need the vaccinations for COVID plus any other vaccinations that he's missing. The civil surgeon, here's what I recommend you guys do. When you get to the United States, get a complete new physical done for your beneficiary by the civil surgeon in your city who is authorized by the State Department to conduct medical exams. Have them do a complete new medical exam on a brand new 693. And then also get the vaccinations checked and make sure they're up to date. And include that new medical exam plus the vaccinations in your green card application. That will save you a massive headache, because lots of people, listen up, lots of people that get to the United States and they file for their green card and they don't include the medical exam or the vaccination document. They think it's good. They had their medical exam in Bogota or in wherever, Chile, Panama, Central America, Manila, Philippines, wherever, Mumbai, India, wherever you guys are at around the world. They think that they don't have to repeat the medical exam. So they file for their green card without any proof of a medical exam, and they get an RFE. Where's your medical exam? Where's your vaccinations? So what does that mean? Your green card processing slows down 3 or 4 months. It could take 6, 9, 10 months to get the green card. But if you put together a fantastic green card application, include a medical exam and the vaccinations, the IA-64 affidavit of support, the IA-65, the application for the green card, make sure you pay the correct visa fee, plus all your evidence, plus your Form I-94, plus your marriage certificate, okay, do all that, all your photos of your wedding, the plane tickets where you flew back and forth to see each other and all that. Chances are you won't need another interview with an immigration officer, and you'll get your green card in 3 or 4 months. Francois Livingston, I know I'm asking futuristic questions. No, you're good, Francois, no problem. I got no problem. But my fiance is from Morocco and speaks Arabic. What is Dargia in English, but not fluently? Would we need to pay for an English interpreter for the interview? No, you don't. In Morocco, they speak English. The embassy staff speak English. They probably speak Arabic. What is the language of Morocco? Is it Arabic? I think it is. North Africa, right? Morocco's up there with Egypt and Algeria, around in that neck of the woods. You don't need an interpreter. Denise Jefferson, thanks for the 10-step roadmap to the K1 visa. It is said that we are only at step 3, but hopefully the rest will move faster than the first half. Yeah, Denise, I put that 10-step program together because I was getting the same questions over and over and over about how does this thing work. Once you get your NOA-2 letter, then the next part is quick. It's much faster. NOA-2. Once you get your NOA-2 letter, and when you get your NOA-2 letter in the mail, Denise, open that letter carefully. Get a letter opener. Open the letter carefully. Don't tear that NOA-2 letter like I did. I was in a big hurry. I opened it up like a guy does. And I tore the dang thing. I'm like, idiot. So I taped it on the back and then made copies of that. So open it carefully and then make like 4 copies of your NOA-2 letter. Make 4 copies. One you can scan to your beneficiary in Nigeria. And then one needs to go on your green card application. When you file for your green card, you got to put a copy of the NOA-2 letter in there. and then you have the original, and then you got a copy for a backup. Mark O'Neill, what is the green card form number and where can we download that? Okay, the green card, to apply for a green card, you got to have form I-865, okay, form I-865, form I-864, okay, which is the affidavit of support, form 693, which is the medical exam. You just print it, let the doctor fill it out, and those are the three forms. And you go to uscis.gov/forms. Now, I don't know whether to look at this camera or this camera, but go to uscis.gov/forms, and then you will find the forms in there. Look for I-865. It's in numerical order. It's very easy. When I get to Florida, Karina and I would get married. I'm going to fill out the I-865 and help her with it, and then I'm going to print it. And whatever I couldn't fill out on the computer, I'm going to handwrite, print with a black ink pen. Let's see. So Mark O'Neill, go to uscis.gov/forms. Okay? That's where all the forms are. Angelica. Hold on a second. Angelica. What a name. That's a beautiful name. I actually made it for the live stream. This never happens. Angelica. I was fixing to log off in about 5 minutes, but I want to hang out a little. I'll hang out for another 20 minutes so you can ask me your questions. I got nothing else to do. I'm here in Bogota, Colombia, up in the mountains. Okay? Karina's at work. The cat's asleep. So I'm going to just answer your questions. Denise Jefferson, is there something on the NOA2 that needs to be written on the I-134? Yes, there is. Before I send it, yes. Let me explain to you, Denise. Here's what you got to do. On the NOA2 letter, on the front of the NOA2 letter, under your beneficiary's name, there is an alien number. That was the alien number, the immigration alien number that was created for your beneficiary in Nigeria. Look on the NOA2 letter. When you get it in the mail, look on there, look underneath his name. You're going to see an A number, an alien number. The alien number that you see on the NOA2 letter has to go on the I-134 under alien number. Okay? So look at the I-134. Take a look at it tonight if you get time, and look for where it says alien number. You get that number from underneath his name on the NOA2 letter. That is the only thing that you need to transfer from the NOA2 letter to the I-134 is the alien number. Okay? You got it, Denise? Did you understand that? 66. Hey, Diego, I received an email from the U.S. Embassy in Paris. Bonjour, comment ça va? Letting me know I need to schedule my appointment. There you go. That's your packet 3, packet 4 email. Go ahead and schedule your appointment. Bud Garcia, hope the MVC goes fast. I'm missing my fiance. Yeah, it's not fun. Just like everyone else. Bud Garcia, it's not fun. And Fazak, the laptop camera is the working one. Okay, so I'll disconnect the other one then. What do you think? So the laptop is the one that's working, not the other one. So seeing as my technical advisor is not here, I'm working off this laptop camera. Well, thanks for telling me. So now I know where to look. I got to look right here. I'll just take this one and let me see, where is it at? Boom. I'll just unplug it. There we go. Hopefully you can still see me. I didn't do anything terribly wrong with this technical thing. Got it. Thanks, Denise. Okay, Denise. Yeah. Yeah, look on the NOA2 letter, look for the alien number, and then transpose that number to the I-134 where it asks for the alien number. Angelica, it's a time zone problem in South Africa. You're in South Africa. I've been to South Africa. Table Mountain, beautiful. It is just past midnight. Okay. So it's almost bedtime for you. Diego, the MVC is ramping up their speed to a massive degree. Yes, they are. So Denise Jefferson, our friend Denise, has been going through this whole process with us. And I want to say to Denise that the MVC is starting to knock out things quickly. So your process is going to be much quicker than it was for, let's say, myself, which is good. We're glad you're not going to be separated from your future husband much longer. Ours reached ready status in under a month from NOA 2. So that's the embassy in South Africa. Is that Cape Town or is it Pretoria? Where's the embassy in South Africa? Is it Cape Town or Pretoria? I can't remember. I've been to Cape Town. I've been to Pretoria. I can't remember where the embassy's at. Francois, Diego, you missed my comment. Sure missed Karina next to you as she kept an eye on things. Yeah, it was probably when YouTube was running a commercial. The message was not visible to me. Yeah, I miss Karina too. She needs to be sitting right here because she's my technical expert. She would have already figured out that I'm using the camera from the laptop, not from the camera. I got this camera here too. It's like I don't know. It's like a GoPro, right? But it's not. It's the one on the laptop. She keeps an eye on things. She kept me technically advised on what's going on with super chats and this and that. She said, "Hey, you missed something. You missed a question. You asked what language is spoken, which is Darija and Arabic. He is working in Abu Dhabi. Okay, so he's going to go. He's working in Abu Dhabi. Where's he going to have his visa interview? In Abu Dhabi? They speak Arabic there, right? Angieka, I am from a small coastal village from Cape Town, far from Cape Town. You're from a small coastal village far from Cape Town. The only place in South Africa that processes K1 visas in South Africa is the embassy in Johannesburg. Well, go figure, right? I said it's either Cape Town or Pretoria, and it's in Johannesburg. That was probably, my first error in a year plus. Johannesburg, I won't forget that. It first goes to the Pretoria, first. So it goes to the consulate in Pretoria. So I was half right. And then the consulate in Pretoria, they review it and they send it to Johannesburg. And I have been also to Johannesburg. It's a long way. South Africa is a beautiful country, though. Whoa, it's such a place. What a beautiful place. Okay, Angieka, come on, throw some questions at me. You're teaching me stuff today, Angieka. Fazak, it's interesting how approvals are being done as February, March, and April being done, 166 as of last week for April. Yet thousands still not done for February and March, not processed. Yeah. You got to understand, guys, when you submit your K1 visa, it's not going to get processed. You get people in these Facebook groups saying, this is the range number we're in, but they haven't processed my visa yet. They skipped the range. They've forgotten all about me. It's not true. USCIS don't process visas in the order they receive them. They don't. They process them in order of, how easy is it to adjudicate. When I submitted my K1 visa package for Karina, I submitted 4 albums of stuff. It weighed like 10 pounds when I went to UPS and sent it to the lockbox in Louisville. So my K1 visa took longer to adjudicate. I was seeing people from in Bogota, Colombia, processing in Colombia, getting their visas in like 12 in NOA2s in 12 months. Took 13 and a half months for mine because they had a lot of stuff to investigate. Remember, this is my second K1. Let's see. So who can translate his answers? Should he reply in Arabic? His English is much better from a year ago. Is he going to have his visa interview in Dubai? That's the question. Francois. Is he going to be at his visa interview in Dubai? They speak English and Arabic in Dubai at the embassy. Angieka, can you please give a breakdown of what to do after ready status? I just made a video about it. I don't know what biometrics are and where to do them. Okay, Angieka, biometrics are the fingerprints, and the biometric picture of the face. What you need to do now, what's going to happen is the embassy in Johannesburg is going to send you an email with the directions on how to pay for the visa fee, fill out the DS-160, schedule the interview, and the biometrics. They will send you an email on how to do that. So you got to be patient. You got to wait. You got the ready status, right? You got your ready status. Ready, Freddy. Now you got to wait for the embassy directions, which is a packet 3, packet 4 email. What I would do is send an email to the embassy and say, hey, this is Angieka. I'm checking in. This is my case number. This is my passport number, my date of birth, my full name. Can you give me the next step for processing my visa? They'll send you a visa. They'll send you an email explaining what to do. Francois Livingston, visa interview in Abu Dhabi. Okay, gotcha. They speak Arabic there. There's an American embassy there, right? Yeah. There's an American embassy in Abu Dhabi. There's an American embassy in Baghdad, Iraq. But it's under fire right now. People are launching missiles at the U.S. embassy in Baghdad, Iraq. So they're all probably hiding under their desks, trying not to get hit. But Abu Dhabi is a safe place. They speak English and Arabic, and they got an embassy there. Exactly right. Denise Jefferson, Diego, getting ready to close on a house. At what point can I add my beneficiary to the title? Wait till you get married. Is he eligible after the green card, or is there a normal 2-year employment rule just as they hold us to? No. Janice, once you get married and your new husband has his social security number, then and then his green card arrives, what you want to do is you want to get married, and then you want to call the title office and ask to put his name on the title to your house. So that's what I'm going to do with Karina. When we get married, I'm going to go to the property appraiser's office and put her name on the title to the house. So, and then I'm going to print that and include it in the green card application. When you file your green card application for your husband, you got to make sure you include proof of ownership between the two of you. Immigration want to see cohabitation. If you put his name on your house, you add him to the title after you get married. You get married, he doesn't have a social security number yet. That's okay. Go to the personal property office, the property appraiser's office, where they handle all the taxes on the homes, and add his name to the title, and then print that and include that with your name and his name on the title to the house that you're just closing on. Include it in your green card application. Immigration's going to see that. Boom, you're good. Make sure he's on your health insurance. Immigration's going to see that. Boom, you're good. Those two things right there, property ownership and health care, you'll get your green card in 3 or 4 months. Let me see. Angieka, I'm glad it's email because we don't have a postal service anymore. There's no real postal service here in Colombia, in Bogota. It's bankrupt and defunct. Angieka, how did the postal service go bankrupt in South Africa? What happened? It must be a government-run entity, right? The government's running it, right? Now, if it was in private hands like FedEx, it would be making profit. 66, how long from email to the interview? Depends on the country. Depends on which embassy, how busy they are. It's hard to answer. How busy is the embassy? Which country? Francois Livingston, thank you so much for your patience, Diego. You're the best. Hey, I'm a patient person. I was in the Navy for 20 years. I would deploy, for 6, 5 months, 3 months. I'd deploy on a ship, and you got to have patience because you're not going to see land for a couple of months. So I learned patience in the Navy. Let me see. Angieka, can I bring new evidence to the interview? Yes, Angieka, bring it. No. Does the embassy rely on the original petition evidence? That's 80%. The other 20% is what you bring to the visa interview. My fiance has been here 3 more times since we applied. Well, I bet he's got a sore butt flying back and forth from the United States to South Africa. That's a long way. Bring the boarding passes, bring the pictures, bring the evidence of the trips, and present it to the immigration officer. It strengthens your case at the embassy. Let me see. Mark O'Neill, bad idea to put your spouse's name on the title of the house. If you get divorced, it makes it harder on yourself. I doubt you need that. Mark O'Neill, if you are married and you guys are in love with each other, and this is a real relationship, put your wife's name on the title to your house. If your relationship is not real and it's a fraud and you don't think it's real and you think it's going to fall apart, then don't do it. But if you want to get a green card for your new husband or wife and you can't prove any ownership of property, you ain't going to get a green card. It's not going to happen. You got to prove ownership. You got to prove domicile together. Now, if you live in an apartment and you rent and you're paying rent, you put your new wife or husband's name on the lease, on the rental agreement, and you include the rental, the receipts for the rent. It proves domicile. If you live in a townhouse, if you live in a trailer, if you live in an RV camper, put the name of the spouse or husband on the title to the RV. Cohabitation, joint ownership. Okay? If you are scared to put your wife or husband on the title to your house, then you need to cancel your K-1 visa and don't go through this process and stay single. You get married, everything joins together. Or do a prenuptial agreement. And then immigration is going to say, why did you do a prenuptial agreement? Is your relationship not real? Man, I'm putting my wife, my new soon-to-be wife, my Karina, my beautiful Prometida, who I love dearly, is going on everything. Okay? It protects her, gives her security. So something happens to me, she's good. If you don't trust putting your new wife or husband on the title to your house or your car, stay single. And Mark says, I doubt you need that. Okay, Mark, you go ahead and apply for your green card for your abundant beneficiary without proof of domicile. See how quickly you get an RFE. Let me see. Diego, what happened? Would take a novel to explain. Okay, yes, government ran it into the ground. Yeah, you put the government in charge of something, it's going to fall apart. Mark O'Neill, property you own before marriage is yours. If it gets mailed at address, that proof of residence. Okay. One second, guys. What did I unplug? Did I unplug? I don't know what I unplugged here. I don't know. I must have unplugged my mouse, not the camera. Mark, you go about your way. Mark, you go ahead and run your K-1 visa your way. Okay, that's what you need to do. Okay, I recommend, Mark, that you go ahead and run your K-1 visa your way. Stay off this channel. I'm serious. And have a fantastic rest of the day. Let's see. Francois Livingston, thank you for your service. And you're right. Patience is a must and a virtue. That's exactly right. Gotta go. Will there be a live chat Saturday? Guys, have I ever missed a live chat on a Saturday? One time I did. And I was sick, remember? One time. There will be a live chat tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Denise, Diego, you mentioned your big binders at the final interview stage. Did you agree that we should only bring new recent evidence to the interview? Yeah. I heard that everything else is in front of the officer. Everything else is in front of the officer. Exactly right. Just bring the new evidence. The immigration interview officer doesn't have time. They don't have much time. They've got 5 minutes to 30 minutes. And then they're ready for the next person. Okay? When you go to the visa interview, you go in there, you got the immigration officer's already made a decision. And if you have any extra evidence you want to present that helps your case, if he's kind of teetering, boom, bring it. But don't bring your entire K1 visa package. Fazak. Denise Jefferson. Now, Denise, you already gave me a fantastic super chat the other day. Denise Jefferson, anyone who does not follow your advice is just wasting their time. I'm a witness. Thank you so much, Diego. Denise, Mr. Mark O'Neill told me, he put up in here in this live chat, you don't need to put your new husband or wife on the title to the house or the apartment or whatever. He said, immigration will accept a letter to your house with your name on it, your beneficiary's name on it. That is totally incorrect. And Mr. Mark, I wished him well. I told him he's on the wrong channel. He's putting out bad information and he no longer can see the channel. He can go look at another YouTube channel, but it ain't going to be this one. This is your channel to help you, and I'm going to help you. Now, if Mr. Mark wants to do what he wants to do, that process, he doesn't want to put his new wife on the title to his house or his apartment or his townhouse or his RV, okay, he's going to get an RFE from immigration asking for proof of domicile. And anybody can write a letter and say, well, hola, ¿cómo está? How are you at your new house? That is not legal evidence. It's backup evidence. It's backup. It's not legal evidence. Legal evidence is your name is on the rental agreement. Your name's on the title to the house, to the car, to the RV. You got to do that. So, Mr. Mark, I got no problem with his opinion. This is a First Amendment channel, but it's wrong, and he can no longer see the channel. He's gone. I fired him. So, Denise, thank you for that super chat, Denise. Seriously, you are the number one supporter of this channel. And I've taken Karina to eat at Viva la Pizza, La Puerta Catedral restaurant. We went to eat at Daniel's restaurant, and that was recommended to us by GS, a lady from England. She recommended the restaurant. So, Denise, your super chats, I'm feeding Karina here in Bogota. She's happy as a clam. We appreciate you. Fazak. Oh, wait a second. I don't want to miss anybody's questions here. Now, where's Karina when I need her? I don't know how to post. Okay, right here. Let's see if this works. Oh, that works. Angie Ecker, the South African government ran the postal service into the ground. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. Angie Ecker, do you know how long it takes for the DS-160 to process? Yeah. You fill it out. You submit it, you print the confirmation page. You're going to need that DS-160 confirmation page for your biometrics with your passport. Print maybe 2 copies of the confirmation page, and it goes straight to the embassy. Boom! It goes straight to the embassy. What time frame? Depends on how busy the embassy is in Johannesburg. Remember, it's got to go. You told me it's got to go through Pretoria first, and then it goes to Johannesburg. So you got to allow time for the transit from Pretoria to Johannesburg. Okay. What time frame am I more or less working on? The status is ready. So you're looking at probably about a month right now, a month to 2 month window, depending on when you can get the visa interview at the embassy in Johannesburg. When was the last time you were in South Africa? I was a little kid years ago. Okay. I think dinosaurs were roaming around the planet when I was in South Africa. It was a long time ago, a very long time. I was with my dad and my mom when he was in the military. Denise Jefferson, you mentioned your big binders at the final interview. Now, yeah, Denise, just bring the recent stuff, okay, that you have, the last trip you made and things like that, okay? Fazak, if you do not want to put your wife or husband on the title to your home, make a living will and put them as a beneficiary to your home. That way you are protected from a bad divorce. You can do that. And then you also have proof of domicile. You got to prove domicile, guys. You get married to each other. You got to prove domicile. You guys got to prove you live together. So Fazak, that is good information. Okay. The other guy was putting out bad stuff, bad information. That would have got somebody an RFE. So I booted him off the channel with all due respect. Victoria Restored Minds. Whoa, I love that name. We submitted our packet in March and got an NOA1 March 15th. We're hoping to get good news soon as February filers are getting approved. Your story gives us hope. Victoria. So you filed in March. For your NOA, you got your NOA1 in March of 2023. Okay. So I would say another 4 weeks. Another 4 weeks. I was pretty close on Denise's account. And Jekka, Victoria's, the good news is that they are flying with the process lately. Certainly true for the MVC phase at present. Doubtful you'll have to go through the drawn-out process like some of us have had to do. I'm still in the drawn-out process, guys. It's all good. Stay positive. Stay positive. Let's see. Anil Kumar Vaid. I'm very devastated. K1 visa got denied. I don't know what to do. Please help me. Okay, Anil Kumar Vaid. You got to tell me, where did the K1 visa get denied at? At the service center or at the embassy? I got to know that. Okay? You got to qualify for the visa, man. You got to qualify for the visa. Or you may be a lady, I don't know. Young lady, young man. You got to qualify. Anil, where did you get denied? The National Visa Center. No, the National Visa Center cannot deny visas. K1 visas do not get denied at the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center has zero authority to deny K1 visas. Only the embassy or the USCIS Service Center can deny a K1 visa. Congressional law does not allow the National Visa Center to deny a visa. Now, the National Visa Center can send the visa back to USCIS for a second review. USCIS can do a second review and decide that you didn't qualify, then they can deny the visa. But they cannot deny the visa at the MVC. That's impossible. It's against the law. They have no authority. So Anil, I bet you the USCIS got it, found a problem, and sent it back to USCIS. And then USCIS denied it, but they got to tell you the reason. Victoria, all right, thank you very much. Victoria. Denise Jefferson, Diego, I'm having control issues when allowing my beneficiary to handle things on his end. Is it wise to relinquish control or continue to take the lead? Denise, you need to maintain control of this K1 visa. You're in charge of it. You're the sponsor. The beneficiary is given a few tasks, the DS-160, schedule the visa interview and stuff, but you do it. When I got the packet 3, packet 4 email from Bogota, Colombia, I took charge of the visa. I told Karina, I'm working it. You relax, kick back, go eat some cheesecake somewhere, have a great day. I'm going to handle it. She's good with it. Now Karina's a leader, okay? She's a take charge person, but I'm making sure she didn't get messed up. Denise, you need to maintain control of this K1 visa. Okay? You control it. Let me see. Denise, keep in control of this visa process, okay? National Visa Center, Anil didn't deny your visa. They have no authority. It was either USCIS, Service Center, or the embassy. Denise, you said that my approval should come within the next week after the name adjustment. And like you said, it came 2 days later. I've been through this, Denise. I have been through this nightmare twice. So I know what's going on. And I'm pretty accurate on my timing, on processing times. But the main thing is you got your approval, which I said you would. You'll get your NOA2 letter in probably about the next 5 days, 4 to 5 days, somewhere in there. Open it carefully, make 3 or 4 copies, and take the alien registration number off the NOA2 and put it on the I-134. Fabricano 123. Fabricano, does the USCIS go in order or they just pick up? There's no order. They process visas which they process the visas, which are easy to do first, and then harder. The harder they get, the more stuff they got to dig into, the longer it takes. Angieka, things were great when you were here then, either for different reasons. Yeah, apparently nowadays we got 10 to 12 hours of no electricity. No electricity. It sounds like the communists have taken over South Africa. Did communists take charge of your country? No, sounds like Venezuela. No electricity. The water goes off, sometimes for a week or more. Angieka, I'm not laughing. I'm sad for you. Because South Africa, I remember South Africa being a beautiful capitalist free market place to be. Now it sounds like it's turned communist. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just a guess. Anil, I'm from India. You're gay. Okay, that's fine. My fiance lives in California. He's almost 60 and I'm 30. And you love him. Okay? That's not the reason why your visa got denied. The age gap is no big deal. Karina's way younger than me. She keeps me in line. Being gay and having a big age gap does not affect your K1 visa at all. That would be discrimination. It would be age discrimination, and it would be orientation discrimination. And the U.S. government would fire the immigration officer if they did that. So that's not the reason for the denial. There's something else, man. There is something else in there. There's something else. Alex Mo, is it true that your visa is not truly approved until you receive your passport to even after getting the interview approved? You still don't know if it's still good. Alex Mo, when the immigration officer says your visa's approved, your visa's approved. You just got to wait for the visa. When Fabricano 123, when do you think May will start? May of 2023, probably by February of 2024. Thomas Besant, very good advice to Mr. Lee. He wants to be a playboy. If you love someone unconditionally, you give them all you got without any separation. We must come together as one in marriage. Thomas Besant, you are absolutely right. I can't send you a super chat, but I would if I could. Perfect. Now, I got no problem with the Mr. Lee, the guy that doesn't want to provide any security for his future wife. To me, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. I booted him off the channel, not because, I dislike him. I got no problem with the guy. But he was putting out bad information that was incorrect, that would have caused you guys to get an RFE. So I had to remove him. And he kept on and on and on. He kept on. So he's no more. Ciao, adios, hasta luego. That's it. That's life, man. This is your channel. I'm protecting you guys from bad information. Angieka, the previous regime were also socialists. That explains it. But they were national socialists. So you got screwed both ways. Yes, you did, Angieka. But guess what? You're coming to America soon. You're going to be in the United States. And the light here is getting bad, guys. I'm losing the light. The sun's going down. Remember, I'm near the equator in Colombia. I'm near the equator. So I get 12 hours of sunlight. I get 12 hours of darkness. Exactly. Every single day, 365 days a year. I get 12 hours of sunlight and 12 hours of darkness. There's no spring forward, fall back, none of that garbage here. It's because I'm right close to the equator. So I'm going to go ahead, because I'm losing the light, and Karina's not here to help get this light thing sorted out, and the computer and the camera, I'm going to go ahead and terminate the live chat. But I'll answer these last questions, and Anil, you get the last word. Oh, no, Denise, you get the last word, Denise Jefferson, I encourage you all to hang in there. That's good advice. This is the most challenging process I've ever experienced. Same for me, same for everybody. You're right. Like Diego says, if you qualify and minimize the mistakes in the process, and it will eventually happen. Denise, you're absolutely 150% correct. Now let me talk to Anil. We both are crying since last 2 days. We don't know why. We got denied. They made a wrong decision. Okay, they did. I'm still crying. I don't know how I can get my true love in my life. And Neil, here's how you fix it. Listen to me. Go to India, get married to your future husband, get married, get all the paperwork together that you got married in India. The paperwork, I don't know what the paperwork is in India, but go get married and then file for a spousal visa. And that is harder to deny. It's much harder to deny a spousal visa than a K1. Okay, but a K1 is much easier to administratively process. The spousal visa is a pain in the brain. My cerebro, I had a massive headache when I went through the spousal visa. I'll never do it again. So what you got to do is get married, okay? And Neil, don't cry, don't be a victim, don't let immigration victimize you. The solution is go to India, spend a month together, get married, file your spousal visa. Okay? Got it? Got it? I'm losing light, guys. Victoria, it's really challenging and I miss him so much. It's tough. He's been here 3 times. Good. Planning another trip. The whole process is done. I'm from Nigeria, beautiful Nigeria. Let me see. But I do come here to watch your video. This is your channel, guys. And I'm sorry to Anil for his visa getting denied, but it wasn't denied at the NVC. It was denied at USCIS. There's something in there that's not quite right. It's not because you're gay or it's not because you're, a younger person. It's irrelevant. It's something else. Angieka, thanks for answering. I'm not freaking out so much. Angieka, relax, Angieka. Come on now. Relax. Enjoy the last few months you have in South Africa. And then you'll be in the United States where you're going to have water and electricity and internet. Okay. Victoria, and it gives hope. Fabriano, do you know if the U.S. Embassy recognizes police clearance from North Cyprus or not? Yes, they do. If you were in Cyprus for longer than 6 months, you got to get a police certificate. And Denise Jefferson, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time U.S., I think. I don't know. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bogota time. And everybody relax. Anil, stop planning your wedding. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, okay?